Where did everyone go? Dad? Mom? I called out to my parents, but the house was enveloped in silence. I hadn't noticed it before, but there was a piece of paper on the table. It was a note written by my parents. "We never thought you are so incompetent. You are not our child. Go wherever you like." When I read the note, I realized that I had been abandoned by my parents. I was so shocked that I couldn't even cry. Not knowing what to do, I hurried to my violin teacher's place. I kept running desperately. I fell and scraped my knees while running, but I ran through the pain. "Ms. Johansson?" "Hannah, why are you so battered?" I held back my tears and told Ms. Johansson about what had happened at home. I was just called incompetent and abandoned by my family. What should I do? Faced with this fact, Ms. Johansson was at a loss for words too. However, after a while, she began to speak quietly. "Don't worry, you are not incompetent." Her warm words brought me relief, and I couldn't stop my tears. "But I am all alone now." "That's not true. I will protect you." "Really?" "Yes, really. From now on, I will be by your side." "Thank you." Ms. Johansson had always believed in my talent. Thanks to that, I was able to resume my violin practice, which I had struggled with before. If you practice diligently, you can become a great musician in the future. Can I really become one? It's possible if you put in the effort. The ones who will regret are your family who abandoned you. 5 years passed after going through rigorous training with a strict instructor. Unexpectedly, I was reunited with my family at a concert. To get back at them, I gave a performance with more vigor than ever before. At the end of the performance, my parents apologized to me. "My name is Hannah, and I am now 18 years old. I am making a name for myself as a professional violinist overseas. Meeting a particular person shaped who I am today. Why don't you start playing the violin like your sister Mandy?" Indeed, Hannah might follow the same path as Mandy. I think so. Mandy is 3 years older than me and began learning the violin early at our father's suggestion. Our father graduated from a music college and is currently involved in music production. Our mother also learned violin from her childhood, so both of our parents have lived lives related to music. With that background, I naturally felt I was following the same path as my sister. "Hannah, from today you will take lessons here with your sister." "Yes." "Then, I look forward to working with you." When I was 7, I met Ms. Johansson, a violin teacher, and learned everything from the basics to the advanced techniques. Everything was fresh and fascinating, and it was a fun time of learning for me. However, my sister did not think well of this and snitched to our mother. "Ms. Johansson, what does this mean? What happened?" "It's not what happened. Why do you choose Hannah and ignore Mandy? Mandy clearly has more talent, but Hannah is still at an early stage. Our goal as a couple is to make Mandy a top violinist." Mom's complaints continued incessantly. I clearly remember that scene even now. My sister and I were there, and she was snickering. This was the incident that led to a reassessment of my relationship with my teacher. "Hannah, you cannot play around forever. You need to work hard like your sister." "That's right. Mandy has natural talent unlike you. You should learn from her." "I understand." By this time, I was already speaking very politely with my parents. As a young child, I was trying my best not to upset them. The only thing I enjoyed was my violin lesson with Ms. Johansson. "You seem down, Hannah. Are you okay?" "Not at all. There's no one else here. You don't need to hold back." "I don't like being at home." Gradually, I began to talk about things at home. That time was a time of pure joy for me. But as time passed, my relationship with my parents became something I could no longer consider familial. "Oh? Tonight's dinner seems fancier than usual. Didn't we go to a violin contest recently?" "Ah, the event where Mandy was the best performer. Did you forget?" Not at all. The lavish dinner was to celebrate my sister's great achievement at the contest. I tried to join the celebration, but my sister stopped me. Why is Hannah here? What? Hannah, this has nothing to do with you. I was shocked to hear that. I had believed that my parents would intervene somehow. That's right. Indeed, it's Mandy's celebration party. That's true. I was taken aback. It felt like my chest was being squeezed. So Hannah, could you go back to your room? Why does it have to be like this? Today is my special day. In the end, I appealed to my father. I'm sorry, but you'll have to wait in your room until we give you permission to come out. No one was on my side. Why was I the only one being sent to my room? Am I really part of this family? While tears threatened to fall, I headed to my room. I thought, why is it always just me? Once in my room, I covered myself with a blanket and cried by myself. My pillow quickly became wet. I didn't know how much time had passed. When my tears had dried, just as I was about to get out of bed, Hannah. It was my sister's voice from outside the room. She slowly pushed the door open. What? Could it be that you've been crying? What? No, I wasn't crying. Well, either way, it doesn't matter. Take this. What my sister brought was the leftovers from dinner. You must be hungry, right? Yes, I guess. That makes sense. I was indeed hungry, but it was just leftovers. You didn't help with anything, so this is only natural for you to only eat leftovers, right? I couldn't find the words to argue. Once you're done eating, wash the dishes yourself. We're going to have cake as dessert now. Make sure you don't disturb us. Okay. I had no right to refuse. I just kept thinking about how long this situation would continue. This treatment became a daily norm, and my presence at home felt increasingly insignificant. Then came the incident during the summer vacation of my first year in elementary school. Next week, we're going on a trip. That's sudden. We managed to get some time off. Where are you traveling to? Shall we go to Florida? That sounds lovely. My family was excited about deciding on the travel destination. I didn't join in the conversation and faded into the background. Anything I said would immediately be negated. And then, on the day before the trip, is everything ready? Yeah, all set. What about Hannah? I'm ready. Although our interaction was minimal, we were excited to travel together. However, the next day, I was taken alone to a different place. Where is this? This is your grandmother's house. I had never met my grandparents before. Then, please take care of Hannah. What do you mean? It's only natural for us to go on the trip, isn't it? Hannah will stay here. Wait, take me with you. But my cries were in vain. My parents left in the car without looking back. I could only weakly watch my family leave. My grandmother, like my mother, showed no interest in me. Grandma, I'm hungry. I wasn't asked to prepare any meals. Fend for yourself. But at that moment, my grandmother glared at me angrily. Fortunately, my parents had left me some money, so I headed to the nearby store. Despite being conscious of people's stares, I couldn't afford to care. I managed to buy some sandwiches and a drink and returned home. Why are you out so late? I went to the store to buy some food. If you do that, I will get scolded. But then, what should I do? Don't argue. At that moment, my grandmother raised her hand to me in anger. Then, a voice scolding her was heard. What are you doing? Honey. Are you able to get up? Are you okay? That's not the issue. Tell me what you're doing. She wouldn't obey me. My grandfather came to my side and said, I'm sorry. If I were healthy. Don't worry, Grandpa. In fact, my grandfather had been in poor health for several years, mostly bedridden. He sensed something was wrong and came to my rescue. After this incident, my grandmother no longer pressured me. Really, What are they thinking? To just neglect their own daughter like that. But I'm not lonely because I have you, Grandpa. Is that so, Hannah? You are such a good child. I finally felt like I had someone on my side. My grandfather's presence became a great support to me. Though it was just for a week, he took care of me the entire time. Then the day when my family returned from their trip came. Hannah, we've come to pick you up. At that moment, my angry grandfather approached my mother. How can you just leave your daughter like that? Is it okay for you to get up? Don't change the subject. This is a family matter. Don't say anything unnecessary. This is no joke. My mother ignored my grandfather's words and pulled my hand strongly. I can't stand it anymore. We're going home. Wait a minute. Come this way. In the end, I couldn't properly say goodbye to my grandfather. You didn't say anything unnecessary, did you? No, I didn't. Well, we probably won't see each other again? What do you mean by that? Just like that, a momentarily enjoyable moment passed. When we got home, there was always laughter from the fun travel stories. Unable to bear such an atmosphere, I retreated to my room. I thought, I wish I could grow up quickly. But the tragedy was not yet over. About 2 months after the hellish incident, my mother was busy doing something in the morning. Why is this happening at a time like this? Did something happen? I asked, seeing my mother's unusual behavior. Oh, Grandpa has just passed away. Grandpa has passed away. That's why I'm busy. Don't bother me. Yes, I understand. Really, this is such a hassle. While saying this, my mother started making phone calls. I don't remember much about what happened after that. My grandfather's death had a significant impact on me. All I remember is the disgusted faces my mother made during the funeral and wake. Before I knew it, I had turned 8 years old. And the next day, I had a violin lesson scheduled. The only consolation for my heart then was the time spent with Mizu Hansen. However, it bothered me that my family seemed busy with something. Since I was confined to my room, I could only guess what was happening outside by the sounds. The next day, come on, today is the day for your violin lesson. Hurry up and get ready. Okay. At that moment, I realized something. My sister wasn't preparing at all and just laughed at me. What about Mandy? I no longer need to go there. What? So, hurry up and go. I had no idea what was about to happen next. When the violin lesson was over and I was returning home. See you next week. Yes, thank you. Usually my mother would come to pick me up. But no matter how long I waited, she didn't appear. Mizu Hansen, feeling suspicious, called my mother for me. That's strange, she's not answering the phone. I wonder if something happened. Did she say anything? I shook my head. Unable to wait any longer, I decided to walk home. Mizu Hansen, I'm going to walk home. What? But it's already dark. Should I accompany you? It's close and I'll take a well-lit path, so it's okay. Really? Thus I headed home alone as my mother did not come to pick me up. I didn't know why she hadn't come, but I made my way home regardless. When I arrived, the front door, which is usually locked, was unlocked. I'm home. Despite saying this, there was no response. As I searched the house, I was overcome with an unsettling feeling. Where did everyone go? Dad? Mom? I called out to my parents, but the house was enveloped in silence. I hadn't noticed it before, but there was a piece of paper on the table. It was a note written by my parents. We never thought you were so incompetent. You are not our child. Go wherever you like. When I read the note, I realized that I had been abandoned by my parents. I was so shocked that I couldn't even cry. Not knowing what to do, I hurried to Mizu Hansen's place. I kept running desperately. I fell and scraped my knees while running, but I ran through the pain. Mizu Hansen. Hannah, why are you so battered? I held back my tears and told Mizu Hansen about what had happened at home. I was just called incompetent and abandoned by my family. What should I do? Faced with this fact, Mizu Hansen was at a loss for words too. However, after a while, Mizu Hansen began to speak quietly. Don't worry, you are not incompetent. Saying this, Mizu Hansen gave me a warm hug. Comforted by this warmth, I couldn't stop my tears. But I am all alone now. That's not true. I will protect you. Really? Yes, really. From now on, I will be by your side. Yes. I spent that night at Mizu Hansen's home. Mizu Hansen had a spouse, and her husband also lived with her. He empathized with my story, and was as upset as if it were his own issue. As I fell asleep, I wondered what it would be like if they were my real parents. The next morning, I woke up in their house. We were looking for any clues about my family after they disappeared suddenly. This is the note left behind yesterday. Yes. At that moment, Mizu Hansen noticed something. Oh. This letter has a second page. I was surprised by the existence of a second page. Mizu Hansen read the letter and sighed deeply. Why would they do something so terrible? Mizu Hansen? I'm sorry. It says that they've left you behind with your grandmother. Grandma. Honestly, I couldn't imagine living with my grandmother. My grandfather had already passed away, and I never thought I'd go there. Mizu Hansen understood my situation and immediately contacted my grandmother. My grandmother was also unaware of this plan and was perplexed. According to Mizu Hansen, my grandmother said she couldn't take care of me and asked if Mizu Hansen could take care of me instead. Why is this family so irresponsible? To disappear, leave their daughter and try to pass her on to someone else. I could feel Mizu Hansen's anger. I was deeply grateful that she was making such an effort for me. Mizu Hansen, shall we go back? Yes, let's go back. We packed the things I needed into a bag and headed to her home. Leaving the house, I felt a surge of sadness for my family and initially drowned in tears. Mizu Hansen never abandoned me and always provided support. She never saw me as mediocre and always believed in my talent. It had been a month since my parents left, and I was gradually getting used to my new life. Mizu Hansen, I have something to tell you. What is it? I had made an important decision. I had sealed away the violin to distance myself from memories of my family, but I felt it was time to change that. I want to start practicing the violin again. Are you sure? Will it not be too painful? No, I want to improve more. Then, let me support you wholeheartedly. Thank you. Mizu Hansen smiled happily. Actually, I've kept this a secret from your mother and Mandy, but Hannah, you have a special talent. Really, me. If you practice diligently, you can become a wonderful musician in the future, even better than Mandy. Can I really become that good? It all depends on your effort. The ones who will regret it are your family who abandoned you. Hearing these words, I suddenly felt motivated. Her gaze at that moment was straightforward and did not seem deceitful. I felt that if I could truly reach that level, I might be able to get back at my former family. That's when our rigorous joint training began. I was only 8 years old, but the training was extremely tough. That won't do. Start over from the beginning. Yes, Mizu Hansen. I woke up at 6 every morning, dedicated the little time before school to practice, and continued practicing after returning home until bedtime. I don't even know how I managed to keep going. Then one evening, I overheard a conversation between Mizu Hansen and her husband. Hannah is only 8. Isn't this too harsh? I do worry sometimes. Then maybe. But I sense a strong will in her to improve. Her gaze isn't that of a child anymore. It's as if she's pleading for something. I see. Then, all I can do is support her when she hits a wall. That would be great. Thank you. Don't worry. Hannah is part of our family now. Hearing their conversation, tears naturally flowed from my eyes. They had always been kind, but I had worried that perhaps they disliked me. However, after hearing their conversation that night, all such fears disappeared. It further boosted my motivation. As time passed, 1 or 2 years flew by. "You're progressing well, Hannah. You're doing great." "Thank you. But you mustn't be satisfied yet. There's still so much to learn." "Understood." 5 years later, the time since our rigorous training began had passed quickly. "There's a concert soon in the next town. Would you like to participate?" "A concert? I participated in one when I was about your age." "Really?" "I didn't know. I think it's a perfect chance to test your current skills. However, the final decision is yours to make." "I'll participate, of course." I immediately agreed to the proposal. There was no reason for me to refuse. I had a desire for someone to recognize the results of my long-term practice. "Great. Then we have no time to waste. Let's start practicing right away." "Yes, Mizu Hansen." The day of the concert arrived, and there I saw unexpected people. I quickly told Mizu Hansen. "Mizu Hansen, I just saw my family." "What?" "Yes, I haven't forgotten their faces since that day." "Are you okay?" "Yes, I've prepared well for today, and I'm confident that I won't lose to anyone. But remember, today is about the concert. Let's go." At that moment, the expressions on my family's faces looked very tired. However, my focus was entirely on the concert that day. "Your turn is coming up soon. Are you nervous?" "No, I can't wait to perform." "Then there's nothing to worry about. Your family is here too, so surprise them." Here I go. I felt incredibly empowered when Mizu Hansen encouraged me backstage. It was a feeling I never experienced while living with my family. My name was called, and I moved towards the stage. I greeted the audience and started to play. It felt like I became one with the violin. I was able to perform more freely and joyously than ever before. After finishing my performance and looking at the audience, almost everyone was giving a standing ovation. "Amazing," I muttered. Looking around, one spot caught my eye. It looked empty. Upon closer inspection, my family was sitting there. As my performance ended, I bowed and headed backstage. That was truly a wonderful performance. It's definitely the best performance today. "Thank you, Mizu Hansen." She hugged me warmly. Although it was a bit painful, I hadn't expected to be this happy. "And you know, your family was there, and their faces were incredible. Listening to your performance must have brought them mixed feelings. You really showed them." As we were preparing to leave after a successful concert, someone approached me. "Hannah." As I turned around, there were my parents. "What? Your performance just now was truly wonderful." "Yes, we never imagined you would grow up to be such an amazing violinist." Both of them exchanged forced smiles with each other. I had never felt more uncomfortable. "Well, I'm going home now." "Mizu Hansen, let's go." I started heading towards the exit, ignoring my parents. At that moment, my mother grabbed my arm. "What are you doing?" "Wait, listen to us." "What now?" "There's nothing I need to hear from you." "Don't say that. We're family." Their words brought my anger to a peak. "That's a joke. You abandoned me. I don't need you playing parents now." My parents pleaded. "Please, just hear us out." Seeing my parents plead desperately made me feel pitiful for them. "So, what is it?" "Actually, Mandy isn't playing the violin anymore." "Is that so?" "Indeed, my sister wasn't at the event," which spoke volumes. "She's been too caught up in her hobbies and hasn't touched the violin in over a year." "Really?" "Mandy might never play the violin again." Honestly, I couldn't care less. Though she was once hailed as a prodigy, they were just utterly foolish parents. I understood their real intentions. They were trying to make me a substitute for my sister. So let's live under the same roof again. We finally realized our mistake. And so, I was sick of their self-centered reasoning. Do you really think that way? I really do think so. That's why. There's no way I can live with you again. Just stop it. Let's discuss this. No way. If you want to talk to me, wait there until I give permission. Don't chase after me. I left them behind and walked away. Looking back, they were sitting down, heads bowed. It's the epitome of foolishness. To be rejected now by the daughter they once discarded. Was what I did right? Yes, it was absolutely the right thing to do. I was so clear about it. There should be no worries now. I'm exhausted. Let's go home. Yes, it was a wonderful performance, and we should celebrate. My heart soared with the joy of a celebration 6 years in the making. When we got home, we enjoyed a pleasant time celebrating the success of the concert. It was the first time in a long while that I had such a peaceful moment. Ah, I wish I could have been there. Don't worry, there will be other chances. I want to listen to you playing the violin every time. I'm looking forward to it. This concert made my name widely known. I started receiving invitations from many places, and concert requests kept coming. During this period, I was widely praised as a genius girl in the industry, but my parents couldn't keep silent about it. They immediately contacted the teacher under whom I was studying. You are highly irresponsible. Why have you left her on her own until now? They seemed to be having a fierce argument. From this exchange, I could see my parents' intent to try and bring me back to them. I asked to speak on the phone. Hello, are you spouting nonsense again when asked? They replied, Hannah. Perhaps it's time for you to come back. I was once again reminded of how adept they were at irritating me. No matter what they said, I had no intention of returning to my parents. Why do I need to be there when you already have a genius in Mandy, I said. That child is hopeless now, my mother said. I would hate to be a replacement for her even in death, I replied. Why would you say that, my mother asked. You don't know how much suffering I have endured. Please don't contact me anymore, I said firmly. With that, I hung up the phone, cutting off all ties with my parents at that moment. Soon after, I received an offer to study abroad, and I began my career as a professional violinist. From now on, I am free from the constraints of my parents and intend to live my own life freely.